the button.
So, anyways, you should all, especially you, Sarah, go watch Wishmaster.
Don't tell me how to live my life, sir.
Counterpoint. No.
I'm not telling.
Sounds like a waste of time. Yeah.
I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm saying you haven't lived your life until you've seen the Wishmaster.
Counterpoint. Sarah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
I've never watched
You have,
Wishmaster.
I don't know if I want to waste
You
like
haven't
an
seen the
hour and a half of my life.
Yeah, but then
watching.
you're able to appreciate the moment in Wishmaster 2 when he's in jail, because people got a lot of wishes in jail, and the guy wishes that his shit attorney would go fuck himself. So his attorney's penis literally starts having sex with his rear end. That's a scene in a movie.
That's. I don't know if I can deal with that, honestly.
Nor should you. It's bad.
No,
Don't watch Wishmaster 2. Only watch the first Wishmaster. Peter
God.
died. Okay, so anyway.
Gives me very bad advice, it sounds like.
Peter, what's going on in your life? You're hiding behind the mattress.
I'm under the mattress.
I took in the closet.
God. I haven't thought about that.
And it's good that you were hiding under the mattress, or rather behind the mattress. I'm saying it because they're walking around, checking out the house, and they do make their way upstairs into the room, and they're the guy's like, I can't shake the feeling that somebody's in here, like not in here in this room specifically, but in the house. And
Peter cringes. Sounds like made-up dialogue for that character.
Yes, and you hear him open the closet door. He looks and he's like, I guess not. So, Freddy's got us in here cleaning this place up. Just, it's weird that he put that in the basement, though. And she's like, but he's the one who has the key. What are we going to do? And he's like, so what about that weirdo that runs the Bigfoot museum thing? Like Freddie was telling us, keep an eye on him. And he's got some guy in town that's apparently, feeding him information. You think you can handle him if it comes down to it? And the girl says, I don't really have much of a choice. If what we're doing gets out, that could be really bad. She's like, and I have my faith. I trust that, God will forgive me if it comes down to that. And the guy says, you're a lot calmer than I am. And she says, yeah, but you know what? We dropped it off. Let's get back out. And you hear them, going back down the stairs. And a couple of minutes later, you hear the car crank up and drive off.
Peter remains under the mattress for another 6 hours. Mainly
just
because he
felt
moving. No.
Peter misses all of that. He slept so soundly.
Peter gets out from the expert parking place. It takes him like 3 or 4 tries, but he gets Katana back in the sheath. Roscoe hasn't taught him the basics, at least. but Peter's got to get in that basement.
Okay, so how's about is that going to go about? Are you going to try and bust the padlock, or because you got your katana on you, and that's more
at the end of the day, Peter has no skill at all in lock pickings, burglary, anything of that nature. So kind of disguising the fact that someone may not have come in here is beyond him at this point. But he's got to find out what's in that basement, dog.
Okay, so what's your plan?
Well, it seems like, they brought a whole map. And Peter hears that. He's like, If I could direct that choo-choo train to this lock.
Me and Sam live near a train track. It's not obnoxious though, Sarah. It's pretty cool. But anyways, go on.
Train's cool.
I'm a fan.
So I mean, Peter's just gonna have to break the lock, I think, unless you're just gonna give him a free chance to try to pick it, which he can't do it all. Like,
Well,
Didn't he
that's
pick the
thing.
lock on the RV?
with help.
And here's the thing. That was more kind of like jimmying the door open as it was, picking the lock. Padlocks are designed. There we go. I had to pop my neck. Padlocks are kind of designed with the idea of being, a pretty strong deterrent. And unless Peter, can either procure the key. I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, I'm curious how you plan on doing it. Like, you could try and use your blade to, like, force it open, but that could really mess up your blade.
I don't think this katana is made for that. I mean, is there anything in this house? Can I search the house and try to find something? Hammer, crowbar.
Honestly, like with the
Gutters.
exception of like the mattress and like, I mean, there's nothing in there. Like, it's been picked clean. Now, that being said, you can always, more or less call it a day and, come back at a later time. That does eat into your hours.
Yeah, Peter's got to come back with something he can bust this lock open with.
Okay. Are you going to? Are you going straight back to camp? What's your plan?
I'm gonna swing back by the Skunk Ape Temple.
Okay. As you're kind of creeping by, that kind of thing. When you get back, you can't really tell if there's been any activity there or not. You don't see any offerings. You don't see any skunk ape scat. None of that stuff. Just a big pile of skunk ape poop.
No.
Is it like a patty or is it like a pile? Is it like a little rabbit?
Pellets.
I want some flavor text. Quite literally, what does it taste like?
They're perfect squares, weirdly enough, and I don't mean like tiny little squares. It's just like just a cube.
It's very sharp corners too.
Yeah,
It's like someone laid a foundation of
Wombats or
concrete.
something that
Yeah.
poop cubes.
Dude,
There's some animal.
There's an animal.
I
that
have
poops
no
cubes?
idea.
There is an
Yeah,
animal.
there is.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm sorry.
Skunk
Yeah.
apes.
It's like a wallaby or something. Actually, it might be
Yeah.
like a wombat.
I mean, if there's no activity there, then I guess he's just gonna go back to the Jeep.
Okay. Once you get back to the Jeep, you see that Bass rather. Gotta go back to her original OG name. Bass, she's chilling out there next to your wallet. Your credit card is missing.
It is not bad, by the way.
There's a lot of cat food surrounding her that came out of nowhere.
All right, baby, let's go home.
She hops up in your arms.
Daddy needs a rope.
Okay, so so here's the interesting question. Are you going to be going by O'Neill's to pick up a crowbar?
Who's O'Neill's rival in town?
We will say Flanagan's.
Oh, Irish bastard. The fucking Catholics.
They are a relatively new business. They're not as big as O'Neill's, but they're big enough to be cutting into O'Neill's profit, like on like a margin, and there's competition with pricing between the two.
Okay. Well, I'm going to Flanagan's.
Okay. On the way there, as you get out of the car, you look off and see driving past you. You see Frank's car, and you think you see him, like he's looking at you. You can't really tell if he's mad or if he understands why you're going there, shopping at the rival of the business he started. Yeah, you get a crowbar. No trouble at all.
Is this a Flanagan's original crowbar? Do they make these themselves?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Explain to me the Flanagan business model.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, that being said, they do locally source a lot of their wares and stuff. Like if anybody has any kind of like blacksmithing capabilities, they have no problem doing it. That's the edge that they have over O'Neill's. Is they're like, oh, we cater to local things, even though you were paying out the ass for like actual blacksmith material that hasn't been mass produced. But you got this one cheap, and across the side it says Flanagan's better than O'Neill.
Flanagan's is a fucking hipster hardware store. This is arson hammer, handcrafted by local arson blacksmiths.
Yeah, and he's like thin and wiry, and he's got just a perfectly waxed mustache. Like
good. I bought 1 locally sourced crowbar and 20 homemade pencils.
All right, God. Yeah, you get all of those things.
And a latte to go because they have a barista on staff.
So, yeah, we're going to say that's more or less the end of the first day.
I mean, it would have to be. I went to Flanagan's.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you accomplished a lot. You hit the Skunk Ape Museum. You wandered through the woods and found the Skunk Ape Museum, the Skunk Ape Temple. You got spied on. You almost got seen on. I hate that it went differently because I would have loved to have known what your plan was. So,
Peter would have had to have made a couple of life choices in that moment.
All right, so next day, Beryl, make another roll.
Try not to burn down the library.
Oh. So can I like use the willpower that I got back from, I guess, a day of rest, right? So reset.
Yes. By the way, yeah, all of you guys bump up your willpower back up by 1.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Okay, so talking to the Stonewall Historical Society, they give you a bunch of stuff that they clearly don't get visited a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Very
excited.
lonely.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They're just excited to be talking to somebody about anything. Going into all kinds of stuff about how the town, it existed roughly around the time that America was colonized, back when Georgia was a prison colony, named after Stonewall Jackson, all of that kind of stuff.
Also, you learned Stonewall Jackson was apparently an immortal that was around when Georgia was colonized.
No, it was later. Well, here's the thing. Actually, I was about to feed off into that. That is the common story, but a little aside that you learned in your research, it goes back to being called Stonewall long before the Civil War. So,
was there a stone wall somewhere, or
you don't really find that out, but yeah, the general consensus is, the general agreement is, it's in the South. It must be named after Stonewall Jackson. Name predates it. That being said, you start asking, about the Thomases and things like that, and they pretty much point you to the last real known information is on the Eustace and Janet, or what was his wife's name? I don't remember. I just remember Eustace because we made a Courage Cowardly Dog joke.
Yes.
But that's those are really the last members of the line that you could find any record of whatsoever.
So the kids are not anywhere to be found.
Not in any official records. And that's the thing, is that they kind of fell into like some kind of like church movement shortly after World War II. Something that just kind of swung through the area, and they just became like super reclusive up until they died. Like they did not go out and visit much of anybody.
Okay.
At which point, you get a ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding on your cell phone, and you see that it's one Franklin O'Neill.
Hello.
What's Beryl's ringtone?
What is Beryl's ringtone?
It's always set on vibrate, but if it wasn't, it would be. It's probably gonna be. It's gonna be an anime song or probably like a Final Fantasy VII track. Because she is a low-key weeb, but she does. But it's always on vibrate, so you're not actually gonna hear that unless like it's at her apartment.
My ringtone is the factory default, but it's also always on vibrate.
No one asked GM.
Yeah. A giant big foot comes down from the sky and suddenly squishes Peter. He is dead. Roll a new character. Yeah, Frank, he's like, hey, Beryl. So I couldn't really find anything on my end. You find anything interesting?
I did find out that the Thomases, evidently Eustace and his wife, whose name is kind of like, it's real scrawly, so it's one of those where you can't really tell what it says, right? It's that old-timey handwriting that's sometimes difficult to discern. But they're evidently the last recorded members of the family, so the kids didn't get marked down anywhere, and they were known to have gotten into some sort of church situation and become reclusive. So
well, I might have gotten something else though.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't really make with the meat because that's not really interesting if side characters go do it instead of the main characters. Sorry, I had a weird moment there for a moment. But
I get what you just said. But okay. But
our little helpers might be willing to, help us out. Park. He said he might be able to go talk to some people. But you're gonna have to come along and ask the questions.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I can hit him up and see what his schedule looks like and go from there. Okay, that's a good, I mean, I'm sure he has access to resources that we don't, right? Either as a cop or as a werewolf.
Or as a werewolf cop.
Fantastic. Yes, as a wolf cop. Too bad his name is
it's not some corny like Lupin or some shit like that,
right?
No, that's an original
on the nose.
That's some fucking Harry Potter shit. God damn it! That for some reason that just really pisses Frank off. But no, he
You big Potterhead.
No,
hey, I definitely ship Lupin and Sirius Black, but that's neither here nor there.
You just like dog people. So anyway, but no, he says, I mean, he didn't really say anything. He's just like, he might know somebody you can talk to. So yeah, definitely get in touch with him. See,
sure.
Follow that lead.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, and to further on what you're doing, at this point, the stand at O'Neill's has been built well enough to actually have people up there doing their little sermon thing. Today's the day where you get to go in and try and seduce a teenager.
Stop.
Don't stop.
Yeah, why do you keep bringing this up?
I'm trying to turn her into a sex criminal, and this is upsetting.
Jay's trying to just play out his fantasies using us as his actors. Seduce him.
Yes, I'm going to be that horrible person. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you pull up into O'Neill's. There's a little bit of a crowd. It's not like necessarily bustling, like people are just flocking to hear these young adults talk about the Lord. I mean, you hear enough of that in the mountains as it is. And but they do have a little bit of a crowd, and they are offering things like free waters and free candies and stuff. The kind of thing that you'd kind of see like like a blood drive. Like, hey,
right.
Hang around, hear the good word, yeah, honestly, yeah, like, here's something for your trouble, praise Jesus, that kind of thing.
All right.
They're all like, they're not wearing like freaking like cult robes or anything. It's, they're dressed in their Sunday best, even though it's freaking Tuesday.
Okay. All right. I was kind of expecting more the like Jesus-y t-shirts, but I guess they're trying to dress to impress here.
Yeah, like it's not like they're not walking around in like button-up shirts, and ties and stuff. They don't look like
Mhm.
those crazy weirdo kids. They look like it's
But like the short sleeve button up shirt.
yeah, the short sleeve button-up shirt, polo shirts, a couple of them, they're sporting the cross tattoo, some of the older ones and stuff. They're super hardcore Christians, and they're going to show their love of Jesus with a tattoo of a cross on their wrist, that kind of thing.
One of them
Whatever
out the
works.
Manos robe, and they just kind of shoved him back into change.
Yeah, with the big hands.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Manos, the hands of fate child. He is not actually there.
Oh God, no. Let's not talk about Manos Hands of Fate.
Torgo does stumble.
Oh, that guy had a very sad story.
Yes, he did.
I'd like to learn about the Lord.
The master will be pleased.
Oh Christ. Okay.
Yes,
So,
that guy.
I guess I'll go see if I can get a water and try to strike up a conversation with one of these folks.
Okay, yeah. It's none of the ones that you necessarily recognize in your one time there. You don't. None of them are like bleeding from the hands, but you do see like they are wearing like gloves or something covering their hand. It's not like bandages or anything like that. Like the things they're wearing covering their hand, like it's if they had stigmata, it would have been bleeding through, that kind of thing.
Like a white glove thing or something, or
yeah, it's very much like this might be just a kind of thing that they all do. It's certainly not a cult kind of thing.
Definitely not that.
Maybe I can try to just poke at that a little bit and be like, so are you guys doing some like a Disney character cosplay here, or the gloves are a little, I don't know, just a little different.
And the person you're talking to, this young lady about 16, she goes, "Oh no, this is have you seen the revival that's going on over at Boxcar Ridge?"
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
She goes, "Oh, well then you understand the significance of hands with our faith."
Well, I know that the people who do the actual healing and stuff use them. I just didn't realize that everybody else was like covering up their hands or.
Well, we don't really have that. We can't. We don't know how to do that just yet. This is more just something we wear in the hopes that maybe one day the Lord will bless us with that.
Okay, all right. I hope that works out for you, dude. How long have you been? Were you brought up in this, or is this a new thing for you?
Because I've been around it my whole life. Like we don't really talk too much about it. I mean, it's most people they don't really believe in faith healing and that kind of stuff. They think it's a bunch of weirdos conning people out of their money. But I mean, I've been in this church since as long as I can remember. My parents were.
Oh wow. Okay. And y'all like travel, like, do you just go to just different places? Do you sort of have a circuit? Like, how does that work? Because I mean, the tent life has to be interesting.
He's like, well, it's not like a a war band and we're just following them around, hitting them camp to camp. He goes, honestly, this is kind of like a pilgrimage for us. Pretty much once every 10 years or so, we get the word. And yeah, my parents, they traveled with Pastor Freddie about a decade ago, and now it's my turn.
So y'all don't have other places? It's just here that you come?
Pretty much up here in the North Georgia mountains. We, for about maybe 6 months or so, we hit up a bunch of different places. Pretty much from here to Union County. We just bounce around a couple of towns.
Okay, all right. That's interesting. I mean, it is sort of a remote area, so maybe that's and y'all's pastor, right, is maybe from around here. I'd heard something about that, but
Where did you hear that from?
I honestly don't remember. I thought I heard somebody at the revival talking about that, but
Let it be decreed. No, I have to do it right. Hold on a moment.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm going to make a decree.
Then I have to roll a thing.
There we go.
God damn it.
No, roll manipulation and what do you? I guess this would be a lie since
it is. Yeah, because
manipulation and subterfuge -2.
Okay. -2.
You cannot risk willpower, but you can burn it.
I will burn it then. Okay.
Lie to a preteen.
What everyone else does.
Right? Their life experience.
This is a teenager. This guy is easily 15 years old.
Okay. So I have a 9 and I have a 10. Let me roll up to 10 again.
All right.
That's a 4. Okay, so I have 2 successes.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. I guess maybe he did say that at one of the revivals. Honestly, that's kind of amazing. I figured he only told us. That, but I mean, it makes sense. Him bragging about being at his home turf, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, to try to get people to take you even more seriously if they don't necessarily are into what y'all are into, then sort of playing that home field advantage seems like it'd be advantageous.
He goes, yeah, and that's why we're up here for the most part. It gets really difficult once you just start going a little bit further down towards it. Once you hit like Cumming or Canton, people start to look at you kind of funny.
I mean, the mountains got some wild shit going on. So we have all sorts of, fun tales, right? So and goes, I think there's a tradition of some faith healing and maybe some other hoodoo stuff, right? So
well, he's like, well, that's the thing though, is that all of that's fake. All of it's fake. But what we got isn't.
Well, sometimes you have to meet people where they are, right? So if that's what they believe in, that might sort of open the door to other beliefs that might help y'all.
He goes, what was your name again, ma'am? I don't think I caught it.
My name is Beryl.
He's like, well, it's good. Okay, I know you said.
What was your name?
He says, my name is Robert.
Robert.
Nice to meet you, Robert. I'm guessing I don't want to goof up your gloves here.
He says you can call me Bobby.
Bobby. Okay. Damn it, Bobby.
But he said, damn it, Bobby. But he says, I know you said you came to one of our 2 revivals. He's like, we'd love to see you again this Sunday. Or Saturday, honestly. It's a whole weekend thing.
I'll have to see what my work schedule looks like. I might be a little booked, but we'll see. Maybe.
He goes, he said, we'd love to see him. Saturday's when the magic happens. He's like, pun kind of intended. But it's more faith than magic, I guess. But Sunday it's mostly just us talking about what we can do to be better Christians. But sometimes it takes seeing a miracle. In your case, maybe it'll take 2 miracles to make you come in on a Sunday.
We'll see. I'll check my schedule and maybe I'll see you there.
He's and yeah, that's end scene.
All right.
So, going over at the Skunk Ape Migration, by skunk. I keep confusing the two. You know what? We'll pick that up on one last one. Are you guys feeling like one more recording and then yeah,
We
or
can
you
do.
guys
I don't have to be up tomorrow, but
how about the two gentlemen? You want to do one more, or you good for this week?
I'm good. Whatever we want to do.
Let's
Sam,
go one more.
just
All right.
one more.
Will questions be asked? Find out next time.